So I'll tell you when 30 seconds is over. He's a good little puppy. We're usually doing this on week 3, so.
He just doesn't know his own strength. You know, he'll try to paw you, and that paw, when he puts it out there, it really could hurt a child. But he's hit me in the chest a couple times, and I really feel it. Not intentionally, just a paw.
Yeah. You can break him or release him. That's why it's good to be a little bit firm with him.
Yeah.
Don't try to baby him so much. Doesn't mean be harsh with him, just be firm with him.
That bug is
Yeah.
just driving crazy.
Just ignore him and make him do his thing. He'll live, unless it's a bee. I don't think it's a bee. Yep, be ready to correct. Yeah. Try not to say it again. Remember, 1 sit command.
Now, eventually, you would give it some distractions as you practice this, wouldn't you?
You'll see video of him with the daycare around him today.
Yeah.
We want him to get some good practice with you guys first, though, and non-distractions. You can release him.
Okay, Tucker, good boy.
This is like a mild distraction, I would say.
Yeah.
Outside's always can be more of a distraction too, even when there's not dogs, if it's a new place. Are you all done?
No, I don't think so.
Where are you going?
Let's go. Let's go.
No, you can be firm with him. Just walk. Don't let him. He's distracting you now.
Right side.
Well, you don't have to be healing him right now, so you don't, and you can pull him over to the other side. So you can say step before he's still, Don't wait for him to be still or looking up at you. Although you could say his name, sometimes you'll notice I'll use the trick of saying their name so that they look up at me. He really is a good puppy, though.
Thank you. He has a chance.
Oh, he's awesome.
You're right. It takes hours and hours of training.
Yep.
Yeah.
You may release him.
Okay, good boy.
Yeah, that's why I try to put it on my contracts. Remember, it takes at least 12 weeks to train a dog. And that's if you know what you're doing. And not every dog can be trained
No.
all the way in 12 weeks. They can look impressive in 12 weeks. It's all about them knowing you and you knowing them, too. So notice his head's going down, so be ready to correct him if he tries to go down or get up.
He didn't do anything.
That's all right, though. I'd rather him get the correction even at the doubt of him doing something right now, because you can save it. You can release him.
Okay, good boy. Okay.
You know, I think that eye that he has, I think it may have a piece of, you know, sometimes your eye will get those black things. And
Yeah,
I think he may have that. Sometimes he thinks it's a bug.
yeah,
That eye is screwed up anyway. You can tell it's got that drifting eye, whatever
Yeah.
you call it. But he does, and there's no bug around. Sometimes it could be just.
Well, maybe
yeah.
it's
Well, it's hard to see. Like I did see something flying around
Little
him a
those
couple
little
of
bees.
times. Yeah.
yeah, and they go right to his
Yes, and yeah, and that's not very comfortable.
butt. No.
It's not a pleasant feeling.
You want to do it?
Sure.
When I left this morning, there was a guy up at the almost to the end of the road with a boxer, and he walked across the street and took him down to the beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone around here with
Yeah, he
boxers.
was on your road, and then he crossed the street and went down by that the other street. And I saw him later as I circled around at the beach with the dog.
Don't correct them first. Say sit first, then correct them. There you go. I'll let you know when to release him. Oh, you can correct them. Don't say it again, just correct them. Correct them. Mold them. Hold on to the chain when you're molding. Now my dog's heard all that direction. They're howling now. All right. So let that leash loose. Just be ready to correct. Correct him. So I think he'll do 15 seconds for you, Wendell. So I'm going to go down on his time a little bit. But yeah, then mold him if he doesn't respond to the third correction. Yeah, poor dogs have to get used to all our little different quirks from each other too. You know, when they learn. Well, like our different body movements and the different way we handle ourselves. Okay, you can release them. You'll notice a lot of times they'll work differently for different handlers.
Well, I think he probably works better for you because you're tougher. I mean, you know exactly what you're doing. He probably senses that we don't know what the heck
Yeah. Don't let him pull you. You can walk the other way, Wendell.
No, just turn and walk.
Yeah, just turn and walk. Oh, you should talk.
Yeah, I should talk.
But that is what you want to do. Just turn and walk.
See, he's still trying to get on that right side.
Yeah.
So why?
You might want to just change sides with them.
But for healing, we'd have to do it the opposite way from what you showed us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you'd have to turn the collar around
Yeah.
too.
Right.
Where are they? You can release him. If you saw my dogs work for me and then work for my husband, you'd see a perfect example.
They're better with you.
Yes,
Yeah.
by far. You good? Anyone want to try the circle stays before they go home?
The circle, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want to try?
No, keep going.
Let's do the circle. Come on. Let's go.
And here I thought I was making the heel easier for you guys.
The what?
The heel. Yeah, give him a correction. Loose, tight, loose. Loose, tight, loose. Don't forget to let loose. Tight. Loose. There you go. Tight. Loose. Now mold them. Yep, there you go. Good catch. All right. Now let's try for 3 circles. Yeah. I just... Try not to repeat stay over and over again.
Yeah, it's so hard to do.
People get used to things.
Yeah, you're training us to almost.
Yep, just correct him for his getting out of a set. Loose, don't forget the loose part. Tight, loose. Tight, loose. Good action, now mold him into a set. That was hopefully when you watch this video, you'll see how the action on that was good, even though he didn't sit down.
Stay.
Keep the circle pretty tight around him. We haven't started to give him much distance yet. That'll be next week. And probably on the beach. You can just flip the leash over him, okay? Then you can tell him he's a good boy. And then release him.
Okay.
Let's do that again. Poor Tucky. No, remember, okay means release. So you confused them because you said okay, then you said stay.
Oh, so I should have walked away.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Try not to confuse your dog.
It's easy to do when
It
you're
is
confused.
easy
When
to
you're
do.
confused.
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Stay. Stay.
Just say it the once, then confidently walk around him. You can flip the leash over his head.
Two more.
Yep. Pro tip, do not look at the ground when you're doing this.
Okay, good boy.
Unless you want to be staggering around the yard.
Here. Good boy. Let's go this way.
If you want to, next Monday I'll put him on an e-collar here and let him run around with the dogs and see how he's doing on that.
Okay. Be a good idea.
I consider the long line my manual e-collar. He's actually pretty good. He stayed with the pack and everything. You can't always count on that with a young puppy, but...
When we got all our dogs, we put an electric fence around them because we live on South Side Road. And we were going, and it would have been a matter of just time before they get. People say it's cruel, but it's
No, we had an electronic fence when we were in the city. Just so something wouldn't happen.
Sit.
You know what the problem with those were? Where they were weenie.
They were what?
Weenie.
Stay.
They don't have to be harsh, but you do want to get a good zip out of it. You don't want it to be like, tug, tug, tug.
Okay, good boy. Let's go.
You weren't going to walk. Yeah, don't let them pull you. So just walk the other way. Remember, we just said that to Wendell? There you go. Always make sure you give him permission to go over there if he wants to, which we'll give him after he's done with this. Don't forget you're walking around now, right?
Oh, I am?
Aren't you?
I guess I'm all around.
Yes. Correct him. So I do this at the tail end of, so like I do the stays where I'm still with them to warm them up, and then I'll do this at the end of the session. Start to do my circles.
There you go.
There you go.
Good boy, Tucker.
Now if he starts wandering to the water, just turn around and walk in the opposite direction. Hi, Tucker.
Let's go.
Yep, don't pet him when she says let's go, so he doesn't fight her. There you go. My husband's a good one for that. Shayna, come. Where's Shayna? I'm petting her. Oop. There you go. Two, three. So do you want to bring him to the water now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go get a drink.
If he starts to pull you, just stop until he releases tension on the leash.